live. I'm only here because I know you guys are gonna come here first. But go to Instagram, go to Facebook or YouTube so you could join the room. We are live now. So go on. We're here. I'm not gonna stay on here. So go, guys. See you later. They're like, we're here. I'm like, we're not there. We're in this group here.
Okay.
Hi, all right, so we're just gonna wait for the room to fill up a little bit. So we see the people starting to come in now. They're trickling in.
Sounds good. Can I see that on my screen anywhere? Or
it's in the, I don't know if you can see it. It's in the top left corner. Can you see it?
I see. It looks like it's counting the seconds and stuff. I see people in the chat now. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have Latrice in the room. We have Julie. We have Triana, and we have Patricia from Smell of Love Candles, who's very, very excited to be here.
Yay!
And she's in the DMV area, which she could probably get there in like how long you say to come to the shop.
What's DMV?
Virginia, Delaware, Maryland area.
Yeah, so that is probably like 3 hours, I would say. So
3 hours.
Yeah.
It takes me about 2, a little less than 2, but it takes me. I'd rather pay for the gas than pay for shipping.
How's about it? Shipping is crazy these days. So
yes.
My God. Yeah. Oh.
And speaking of shipping, I was further along, I'm going to ask you about this wax because I want to substitute it out so I don't have to order it anymore. But okay. Who does the social media? I was speaking to
Christine at our place. Yeah, Christine does that.
Okay, so on Instagram, I was speaking to Christine asking to substitute the wax because if I can substitute it, then I'll just get my cases from you guys because it's like you're paying double the price to get the wax.
Yeah, with shipping and everything, it's terrible. So it's nice that we have the store. I love that we have the store because a lot of people are like you and they drive up and they pick it up so they don't have to pay the shipping and everything. And that is awesome. I love it. But then we get a lot of people that call on the phone and they're like, oh my God, shipping so much and this and that, and they can't come. I feel bad for them, but it's like, we lose money every week on shipping, so we're not charging too much.
Right.
Every week it's like, whatever, a couple $100 under or whatever. But like, oh my gosh, it's so much. It's terrible. So, and even when we get stuff in, it's horrible too. So
the shipping is so, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then if you use if we use like the standard post office, the shipping keeps going up and the service keeps getting worse.
I know. Yeah. They lose your stuff and everything and they take forever.
Yeah. And then you don't know if you should pick that option when when you ordering because it just might get lost. So I'm like, I'll just go in. And usually when I go in, I end up buying way more than I went in there for. I'll go in there for like maybe a case of the 6028 and maybe the melt and pour. So I'm going just for that. I end up with coconut oil, micas, glitters. I leave with everything else.
Good. That's what we like to hear. That's awesome. So.
And the vessels, I'm always like, while I'm here, I might as well just get a case. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I might need one. Let me get it.
Right. And that's expensive to ship too. So
that's right. Mm-hmm. So I'll make sure I pick up all the big stuff.
Right.
Pick up all the big stuff. Let's see who we have in the room. We have Nini in the room, Yvonne from Snob Love Beauty. We have Jasmine Richardson, Violet Carson. Hey. Kay Hopkins, Mello in the room, and Big Splash Tub Treats. So you guys, we are here with Cindy Novack of Candles and Supplies. That is my favorite place to shop. And it's not just my favorite place to shop because I can go there because I have other options to go other places, but I really sincerely and truly love shopping there. The environment is so welcoming. I don't know who it is. She has dark hair. She's so helpful. And you'll ask her like, well, what scents do you think works well with candles? And I know she always says urban rosewood and something quartz, rose quartz or something like that.
Quartz and passion petals. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And she always says that. And I hear her saying it to everybody. And I'm just like, trying to act like I'm not in other people's conversation, but I really am. I'm like, ooh, let me try it. So I'll go over to the wall and start sniffing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
And I went and I purchased the big bottle of the Urban Rosewood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it really does smell good. I really do love it. But I don't like it in the candle.
No? Huh.
No, I don't like it. Well, let me tell you, it's not that I don't like it in the candle. When I first put it in the candle, I didn't smell it, right?
Okay.
But I let it sit. So like maybe a month or two. Oh my gosh. Then it smelled up the room. I was like, oh, I can't wait this long for it to cure. But it took a minute for it to cure for me to get a real hot throw.
Right. Were you using a plant wax?
I was using 6006.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a soy blend. So
yeah,
you see that a little bit. So yeah, it's typically pretty strong. So that's a nice one. It makes a nice soap too. I've made a lot of soap out of it and lotions, and it just is beautiful whatever it's in. So
yeah, and I used it for my my body butter, and I just made a sugar scrub out of it. So that's going to be part of the whole like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, nice. That sounds great. Awesome. That's one of the favorite places in our showroom when people come in, because we have all 300 and some scents out there where you can smell them all and everything. So that's a popular place to go when everybody comes.
I think I stay at that wall for like an hour.
Yeah. And your nose is only good for about 10 minutes, and then it's like, oh, I can't smell anything.
Right, I can't smell anything else.
Right back, and then you come to it. Yeah,
that's exactly what I do. I walk around and come back to the wall. So you know how you have the waxes on this side, you have the colors in the wax, and I'll go around there, look at the clamshells, come back down, and I'm going back to the wall and smell more.
Yeah, you know what? I do that too. So like, I'll walk by and I'll see something out of order or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, let me just put this back. And then I start sorting through everything. I'm like, oh, I haven't smelled that in a while. Let me smell. And then I'm stuck at the wall, and I'm there all the time with it, and I still do it. So I know, I feel it. Yeah.
Yes. I love that spot. I love that spot. And I love, where else do I love? I'm always at the herbs. I love the herb spot and the
herb nook. We call it the herb nook.
Yes. Love it. I love that spot. Nice. And I'm buying bags of herbs that I don't even know what I'm using them for, but because they're in big bags, I'm like, I need it.
Yeah. Well, you can you can put them on your candles. You can put them in your scrubs. You can infuse oils with it. So, whatever, they can use them in lots of different things. So multi-use.
Yeah. I use the calendula, and I make my, infuse the oil with the calendula to make my face serum.
Yep. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. That's a good one.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself. We just don't know you as a person. Tell us about you as a person.
Sounds good. Yep, there's a person behind the company. So I'm Cindy Novack. So I started Candles and Supplies in 1999, and it's been super fun. I love it. Probably what I love most is the people. Like I love our showroom. I love when people come in and stuff like that. So that's one of the greatest things. I mean, we have a lot of people on the phone that I talk to too, and they're absolutely wonderful. I can't always meet them. But if I travel out, I'll go visit people that I've talked to on the phone and everything like that. So that's fun too. And yeah, so we've been doing it this is our 22nd year. So
wow.
Yeah, so 22 years. And it's funny. I started in my house as a maker, like everyone else. My kids wanted to make candles one weekend. Actually, Christine, that you talked to on social media,
yes.
She was like 8. And she's like, let's make candles, Mom. I'm like, okay, that sounds like fun. So we went out to AC Moore and bought a whole bunch of really bad candle making supplies, made some really horrible candles. But it was fun. You know what? We had fun, and we were all together, and we did it, and it was awesome. And they didn't smell because none of their scents there smell. Right. But then we kind of got, addicted to it, and it's like, oh, let's try to make some nice candles. So we got addicted to it and stuff. This was in June, and then then school started and everything. And our heater blew up. So right before Thanksgiving, right when it gets cold, our heater blew up in our house. And I was like making candles and giving them away, just like everybody does. You start making, you give the stuff away. So I was like in the giveaway phase and stuff. And people started asking me for Christmas and everything. Well, our heater blew up, and I'm a single mom with 2 kids. So it's like, oh, great. What now?
Right.
Girls, We're making candles. We're making a lot of candles. A lot.
We're making them and we're selling them.
Get your homework done at school because you're coming home. You're wicking jars. We're melting back. We're making candles, and that's what we did. So we made candles, and we sold them. You know, my friends sold them. We sold them. They took them to school and sold them. Like everybody was selling candles, and we had enough money to buy a heater. And Santa Claus came that year too for Christmas. So I'm like, I think there's something to this. Yeah, this was fun. So let's go for this. So then, then we just started doing it and got more serious about it and everything. And then I was calculating like how many candles do I have to make and sell in a day to quit my job? Like thinking about that because.
And that's amazing because we were talking about that this morning. A lot of the people that, I do a live every morning and everybody was like, I want to do this full time. What do you suggest? And this is the point where everybody's like, well, what do I have to do in order to say I'm leaving this job so I can pursue this full time?
Exactly. Yeah. So like Shark Tank says, know your numbers. So I had to calculate it out. I made X amount of dollars off the candle. I had to sell whatever. I think back then it was like 30 candles a day. I'm like, I can do that. No problems. I had candles stuffed everywhere, stuffed in my car. I was just selling them all over the place and stuff like that. And then I started buying, supplies in bulk and everything because, it's cheaper to buy in bulk. You get a better discount and stuff. And then I was driving all over like you guys do, driving all over to pick up this, that, whatever, pallets of wax and, fitting it wherever I can and stuff.
Right.
And then it just kind of morphed into supplies because I got a few big contracts. So it was like pouring 600, lavender candles and 1,200 apple cinnamon candles. And honestly, doing the same thing all the time, it didn't feed my creativity or my ADHD like we were talking about. So that's why I like the supplies end of it because it's basically like we have all the raw materials. I can play with as much different stuff and create new stuff and do blog posts and live streams and just on whatever strikes me that week. Just like, this sounds fun. So like this last week, I'm like, we're doing chunky love next week. So we got these heart balls. We're making red chunks. It's going to be fabulous. So I did that just because, the colors inspired me and the molds inspired me. And that's just what I wanted to do. So I like the supplies end of it a lot more than the production all the time. We do a lot of production at work. Like, not that we don't produce, we do a lot of production, but it was a lot easier for me to teach people how to count wicks and, bag up slabs of wax and stuff like that. Then here's how you make a candle. Here's my formulas. And this is back then there was no pre-blended waxes. It was all additives and stuff. So you use paraffin with additives. So it was just and I got to get more fragrances in than just what I would sell in my own candle line and stuff. So we morphed out of, it got awkward. Like I was bidding on fundraisers against my customers that were buying supplies.
Wow.
So, you know what? I'm just going to sell supplies. I'm not going to go against my customers or anything like that. Cause I like doing the supplies better. So then it morphed into just doing the supplies and the raw materials. So, we still make a lot of candles because we'll private label for people. So like if you did 1,000 candles, like, whenever, and you didn't have the room or the time or the space or whatever to do it, you would be like, hey, Cindy, I need 1,000 candles. And, we use this fragrance, this wax, whatever, and we make them for you. So we do like white label and stuff. So it'd be your brand.
Yes.
Your formulas, your everything. But you just put your labels on it and stuff like that. We would manufacture in our place. So we do some of that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we don't have our own brand of anything. So we do like candles or soaps for people, but we don't have our own brand on things. So we don't sell them that way.
Okay.
But that's fun. That's awesome too. So I like getting back into that and everything too. So
how did you even where would you go to find wholesale to have for your store? Like, I would not even know where to go. Like, how did you start?
Yeah, that's always sourcing's always hard. So, back then, like I said, it was just literally paraffin. That's all your choices were. So I called up oil companies, I called up ExxonMobil and stuff like that. And like, hey, do you have wax? I'm not kidding you. I did.
But you so happened to have.
I mean, but they did back then, like ExxonMobil, they would have like cases of wax in little distribution facilities and send it out to you. So now, all that kind of got gobbled up by the behemoths, the IGIs and stuff. And then the wax came out and, lots of things happened since then, but literally just, calling around, you have this, you have that. So,
Yeah.
The internet was a baby then, so not everybody was on there and stuff in '99. So you just had to just scrap your way around and do it the old-fashioned way. So
Right.
yeah.
I couldn't even imagine, like, when I started making soaps and everything like that, the kind of soap that I wanted to make, it has evolved into, easier options right now. But we used to make like bath bombs, and we used to make royal icing and tell people, oh yeah, it's a sugar scrub. It's not a sugar scrub. It's never going to soften up. And like, you know what I mean? Like, things evolve. And I'm like, yeah. And there was nowhere to really look to get information. Like, there were a few forums, there was a few soap companies, but there was not, like, there's such a wealth of information out here now.
Right, it is. And that's awesome. I love it. So, because it's always nice. Like, I always wonder, like, how did I even live without the internet and Google and stuff? Because I have so many questions, and I literally, Google things all the time.
That's right.
Different things. You can find out anything you want. So if it's not out there, I'm going to write a blog post on it and get it out there. So.
Right. Somebody hit me back with the information.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody tell me what's going on with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I want to say hi to Charisma. Charisma's in the house, and she says hi. Everybody loves to hear the backstory of big businesses.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it's been a fun ride, and I'm a people person. I love people. So it's always nice, like, talking to people, and, people like you, they'll come in and be like, do you have this or do you have that? So, we know what to add, and we know where to take the business in different directions. I mean, you probably get that too with your own products,
right.
Customers are a wealth of information. I mean, they're going to tell you what they want. They're going to tell you what they want to buy. They'll tell you what they like, what they don't like, and everything. So those are, constant opportunities to fine tune your line, get better, make your business better and stuff like that. So you just have to not take it personally. It's not personal.
Right.
If it were personal, then, they would say it in a mean way. If it were personal, they're telling you because that's, they like your stuff. They
right.
really do. It's a compliment, when people are like, oh, do you have this? If it's something you don't have, or
right.
That's really a compliment. Some people get hurt, but don't get hurt. That's absolutely a compliment. They love your stuff and they want more. They can't get enough. So,
right. They're like, you don't like the smell. You don't like the fragrances I use. Like, I just don't like that type.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I see that a lot where people, they get, hurt or offended, but it's not about that. Like, it's about them wanting more of your products. So
yeah.
So, but it's been real fun. So, just keeping up with that and everything. And now, it's always fun. It still feels like a startup too. So it doesn't feel like we're a big business or anything like that. It feels like a startup. We're so excited because we have all these new vessels coming in, like super, super, super cool stuff.
And I seen the ones with the lids with the geometry lids. What are those?
Oh, the diamond lids. Yeah.
Diamond lids.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting these embossed jars. Like, have you ever seen like the Voluspa candles?
Mm-hmm.
They do the embossed jars.
Yes.
We designed this pattern. Christine did it. She designed this ivy pattern and everything. And they're like embossed in the jar. So it's very botanical and everything. So no matter if you're making candles, like plant wax candles, like it's this ivy pattern that's like, oh, it's so pretty. So we're getting that. We're getting like a whole bunch of electroplated ones, and and all that stuff is so fun. I love new things. I love
right.
So I can't wait. Yeah. And that's great. So it still feels like, even though 20 years we're a mature business, it still feels like we're in the startup phase because we keep evolving, keep doing new things and stuff. So, because it's fun. It's super fun getting new things all the time.
I know. Does it feel like Christmas when the new things start coming in?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So,
like, what's in this box? What's in this box? I need to know.
You're right. Yep, exactly. So, yeah, that's fun. And there's always something to do. Like, since we have like a gajillion different raw materials and stuff like that, and fragrances, there's like a bajillion different ways to use all that stuff and everything, and constantly formulate with it and everything. So that's fun too. So, yeah. I don't know if you can see me. You froze up on my screen. Okay, there you are. So.
We're back.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So
I
didn't know if I was freezing up or.
And me too, because first it was you, and then it was me, and then it was black, and I was like,
oh no. Yeah. Yeah.
We have a lost minute in time, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's okay. So with COVID, I know you guys were closed and when you wouldn't let anybody shop in the store, I was like, oh my gosh.
I know.
But I still was coming up. I'm still driving up there so I can get my wax. I was like, I'm just leave it outside for me. I'm coming get it.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I was going to die when we had to shut down. So like, cause I'm used to, you've been in our place. It's busy. Like there's a buzz. There's always something going on. And then when nobody came in and there wasn't that, oh my gosh, I could feel like, you get panic attacks and my heart is beating real fast. And I'm like, I got to call. And everybody's like, what's your problem? Like, nobody's in here. This is
like, where's all the
people? Yeah. Fortunately, I mean, we were only closed from like, I think it was March 20th to the end of June. So it wasn't too long, a couple months and everything, just until, things got a little less weird and everything.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, but we redid our counters like in the showroom. So the counters are all the way around now.
Yeah.
That way it gives everybody, like the lines can be in different spots. We have 5 different places for lines rather than 2. So people could social distance a lot easier and stuff. So we made a lot of adjustments so that it would be more comfortable for people and people could, definitely have their own space and everything. So we spent that time when we were closed doing that. So, just making adjustments so that everybody would have their own space, feel more comfortable and stuff. So,
right. Yeah. Now for us as makers, because everybody was home, right? So as makers, we were having problems finding supplies. So we couldn't find wax at times. We could, not me, because I was coming to your store, but I didn't have that problem. But people in here has had that problem. And the Wicks, I know Wicks definitely, like I would go in the showroom and there was no Wicks on the shelf at all, on the wall. No Wicks.
Yeah. Wicks have been really challenging. So it's getting a little better. So it seems like, things were weird. Like in 2020 in the fourth quarter and stuff like that, we couldn't get canning jars. So like canning jars are a very big seller we couldn't get a canning jar to save our lives. This year it was, tumblers and other things. So it seems like it's spotty here and there. Citric acid was a problem for a while. Titanium dioxide was a problem for a while. So it's always, we're trying to keep up on things and we're trying to like really bulk up on inventory and stock up so that we have it in case there is a shortage and stuff. That's why I'm poor right now, because we have a lot of inventory. So
money is in the inventory, and that's for a lot of us too. Because even Patricia in here from Smell and Love Candles, in order for her to make sure that she had products to sell, she had to order pallets of her jars, and she was like, "We don't really have it to do it, but in order for us to consistently sell what we sell without changing all the time, we have to order pallets."
Yep, I'm in the same thing. So we have to order truckloads instead of ordering just a few pallets. Now it's let's get truckloads in and stuff. So okay, well, where are we going to put that? I don't know. My warehouse manager's name is Enrique. I don't know, Enrique. You're going to have to figure that out.
Right. Pile it up on top of something else.
Yeah. He's awesome though. So
nice. Nice. And have you guys noticed that it's harder for you to get certain things? Well, with us, like if we order from China or whatever, if we're ordering like certain vessels, they're getting stuck at the ports or they're in the water or wherever they are, but they're getting stuck. So is that the same for you guys too? Like, or is it better for you?
We order in full container loads, so it's not as easy because they would have to literally like lose the entire container, and they're not as likely to do that than less than a container load. So it's a little easier when you get container loads, but then it's the same thing. We wait too, and we're trying to we have like 4 containers that need to get packed up and out before like Chinese New Year shuts everything down. Like even though our vessels come from Morocco, for some reason, Chinese New Year affects all the shipping lanes and stuff because the shipping and the containers and everything come from China to Morocco and then to us. So, everything always affects it. So it's a heart attack for everybody. It's not any easier. And then, that'll get to the ports and not be able to like get off the ships because there's no help. And, there's all that and everything too. So, but we see that too. So it's a constant hassle. So
I'm like, why does everybody want to stay home and make stuff? Do something else. Do something else and make stuff.
Yeah, because it's fun. So
Yep. So Patricia wants to know, she said, are the supply chain issues improving on your end?
I believe so. Yeah. So it seems like everything's loosening up a bit. We're still seeing some long lead times on waxes and everything. Soy wax isn't too bad. That's about normal. But the paraffin waxes and stuff, they're usually we would have them. We would order a month in advance. But now it's like 2 to 3 months before we get them and stuff. So, but there's not a shortage. It's just, that's their lead times are a little longer. I think that they're not running as many shifts. They're trying to social distance places and stuff like that too. And they're probably having attendance problems like everybody else. So, the lead times are a little longer, but overall, I feel like other than spotty things here and there, the inventories and everything are pretty good. So people are keeping up and everything. So things are pretty good overall. So I don't see, I think 2022 is not going to present as many inventory problems as, the past 2 years, but that's not guaranteed or anything, obviously, but I do see things loosening up, as people get out and get back to normal and everything. It's just a lot easier to get things in and for companies to run themselves and stuff. So, yeah. So I think 2022 should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be good for us too, because then that means we can just go ahead and continue to do what we're doing and not worry about if we have to, overbuy.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
because one day I went in, I think it was CD8 Wicks, and there was like maybe the 25 pack on the wall. And I was like, you don't have any of these? And it's like, maybe we'll have some in the back. Let me go check. So they went to check and there was some extra. And they had 100, I think it was 100 pack. It was a bigger pack. And I was like, I need all of those.
Yeah.
All of them. Because if this is what the wall is going to be looking like, I don't know when I'm going to get those again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the market too. So Heinz actually sold out to the Weedo company, the ones that make the Weedo Wicks, the RDs, and the LXs. So they sold out in the middle of all this too. So there was some production delays and everything in that. So we couldn't get Heinz Wicks for a long time.
Right.
And I mean, they come from Germany, so already they take forever to come in and everything. And then with the whole, M&A that they did and moving their factory and, that was kind of so there was, holes in the inventory there too. There still is, I mean, they're still behind and everything like that, but we have a pretty decent stock of the Heinz Wicks. So not as much as I'd like. I'd still like our inventory to be a little bigger in that area, but we're definitely not out of anything right now, which feels really good. So I like that.
I know, because I'm telling you, it was not fun. I'm like, I came all the way up here. You sure? Please check.
Yeah. So
and like, please check and see, and please check and see. So we have makers in here that are just solely candle makers, and we also have makers in here that are trickling into Bath and Body, and then we have some people in here that are just solely Bath and Body. So what products do you have? Because I know that you have a Crafter's Choice in there, and let me tell you,
we do have some Crafter's Choice, and
I like that because it's cheaper.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so they're nice. They're good to us because, if if we're not going to import 50 pounds of mica from China or something like that, we can count on them to keep us supplied with all the different mica colors and everything without having to get like 50 pounds of a color. So it's nice for that type of thing. They have some really nice soap bases too. We get those with detergent-free soap bases, and they're really, really nice.
I know, those are my favorites.
Yeah, they're good. I love all of them. So so they do really good. We have about total, I think we deal with about 230 different vendors, because we get, everybody has their own special things and stuff like that. It's still, we like to support people that, make their own things and everything. So like the people that make our candle molds, that's a family business and everything like that. It's a metal shop, they cut the metal and bend it and solder it together and make the molds. So it's good. They're not Chinese, they're not mass produced or anything like that. So that's good to support. And then we have our own wick machines, but we also subcontract out a lot of our wicks because we just can't make as money as we go through. So we don't have enough wick machines. So there's other businesses that help us out there as far as that. All the oils, the soap oils and stuff like that, we can order those in pallets and everything. So we get those in like big bulk quantities. so that works out good too. We break them down into smaller ones because, a lot of people that come into our store, they just want to try making a batch of soap. So they're going to buy a pound of oils. They don't need a full bucket or anything like that. So they're going to buy a pound or try new recipes. So they'll buy a pound. So, we'll buy in bigger quantities and break it down into smaller, useful quantities for people. So we do everything. And a lot of the materials like the carrier oils and the butters and everything. I mean, how many products could you list that are made out of that? I mean, you could anything from like roll-on to soap to lotions to, body butters, body bombs, the list goes on and on and on.
Right. Massage candles.
Yeah. So it's kind of like baking and food ingredients, you can bake a lot of different things with a few things. So that's how kind of our product line is too. So we have, I think total, we have about 7,200 different SKUs. All stuffed in our showroom. It doesn't look like that many, but 72
it does not. But I mean, you like I said, there's everything there. You can get anything. So that works for me, especially there was something that I wanted to make, and I didn't even use it. I think it was like, it's not lecithin. It's something like it. But it was something that I was supposed to put into an oil. And I was like, oh, that you have it. It was expensive, but I was like, I needed it. It was more expensive online. So I was like, what was it? I could see it in my head. I can't remember it offhand. And I'm like, oh, it's right here. That is the day that I went crazy in there. I went crazy. Like, oh, I need everything. I need to re-up on everything. So
yeah, we keep doing more too, because there's always new fun things. So I've been playing with some surfactants for making liquid soap. Have you tried liquid soaps yet?
I've tried liquid soap, but not with the base. I did it with the SLSA and then the cocoa butane and glycerin and water. So I did it like that. That's how you're doing it?
We're doing it a couple different ways. We're actually going to come out with a class on that too. So so we're doing it a couple different ways. We have a hot process, we have a cold process method, and then we have just a no cook, very quick with surfactants kind of method.
Right.
So there's 3 different ways to make it, and of course, then there's other things that we need. So we're adding to our inventory because I think it's cool and we need it. So,
and I think you should sell bigger things of SLSA.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests for that. It's so expensive that I'm like, wow, I don't know how much we'll go. But yeah, we've had a lot of requests for that. So we are getting that in. So we will have bigger ones.
Yes. I'm like, I can't do anything with this. I need more than this.
Yeah. I hate working with that stuff though. It's so airborne.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Control. Yeah.
You're like, you can't even answer a question.
I know.
Why are you working with it? Like, just wait a second. Let me wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
Let the dust clear.
We always had a lot of masks in our place before COVID, just because of working with that.
Yeah.
Like, to wear a mask and everything. So, but but it works and it does a good job at what it does and everything.
It does. It's one of my favorite ingredients. It is.
Yeah.
Yvonne says, you're a new vendor for me. What would you say are your top 5 products?
That's kind of a air freshener lids. So the little lids for air fresheners with the daisy cutouts, 6 cavity clamshells. So boring answers like that. So those we sell jillions and jillions and jillions of that. So, but long and short of it, like best-selling groups of products would be waxes, of course. Wax is very good. Our fragrances, we do a lot in fragrances. So we do millions of dollars in fragrances a year. So buying them in big. So our fragrances are very popular, and we're always adding new ones too, adding to the line because there's always new fun things coming out. So waxes, fragrances, and then probably one of our fastest growing sectors is our oils and butters. So all the soap oils and butters, I'm always finding something new that I, want to formulate with and make products with and stuff. So we keep adding and adding to that. So I'm sure that helps with the growth too, but that's just super popular for us. So that's growing faster than the waxes and the candles too. So, so those 3 product lines, probably the fragrance oils, the waxes, and vessels. Of course, we have probably, almost a half an acre of our warehouse.
Wow.
Vessels. So yeah, vessels are super, super popular too. So, but Yeah.
And I like those black oval ones that you have. I use those for like my men's candles.
Yeah.
Those are so pretty. I love those.
Yeah.
And they're so thick. And they were not even like when I bought a case of it and I was like, I feel good about the purchase. Like it didn't feel like it was too much.
Right.
It was a really, I love the price, decent price. Loved it.
Yeah. Those are a nice jar too. I was actually like performing some acrobatics in the warehouse. So we had a pallet that was like 2 up. So there's stairs out there that we can pull out to our pallet rack.
Yeah.
So I'm up on the second one checking something and I pulled a jar. I was looking at the jar, the oval jar for some reason. I dropped it. So I'm up on a full set of stairs, dropped it on the cement floor and it didn't even break. I was like, this is the best jar ever.
This jar is amazing.
Yeah. So,
and it's so thick. It feels so good. It's like such good quality. I love that container. I love that vessel.
Yeah, they are really nice. I like those too. So yeah, we try to do like different fun things and everything because we have the standards. So like the normal ones that you always see and everything, we have that too. But I really like the line that we've created with all the fun things and the different things that you just can't find anywhere else because we get them made just for us. So because it's all about the vessel these days. So
and those tins that you had like tribal tins, I don't know what they would call. They look like
the exotics. Yeah.
Yes. When
Yeah.
I came in there one day, this lady came in and she took everything that you had the day that I went in. I was like, can I see what you have in there? I want to see if I want something that you got.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
So Triana wants, sorry, go ahead.
I said, whatever we bring in, we try to do a good job. We try to, offer it at a reasonable price and everything. So, we're not out there to compete with Walmart or anything like that. We won't carry the same things that they do. We'll have something different, just different offerings that you can't find anywhere else. So,
right.
Yeah. And do them at a good price because we know that you guys are selling. I was there. I started out as a maker and everything too. It's you have to buy at the right price and then sell at the right price to be successful. So, we try to price everything right to where everybody can make money on it and everything. So, and keep our customers successful. So
that's right. Right. Triana wants to know what are your favorite fragrance oils?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I change it up in the season. So right now, I'm trending. I mean, Valentine's Day is coming up. So I do love the rose quartz and passion petals. That's really nice. I'm super into our new collection, the Cheers to the New Year. We added black cognac and rum, bourbon vanilla. What's another? There's 5 of them.
A bubbly rosé.
Rosé bub. Oh my gosh, that was on our Chunky Love candle. We poured the rosé bubbly. Our whole classroom and half of our showroom smelled that. That was great. The citron gimlet and everything. So I'm into those, but I'm starting to phase into the florals.
Okay.
We're going to do this whole upcoming, I think it's in 2 weeks, we're going to start flower therapy, right? Because this is the time of year where it's dark, it's winter, it's cold, it's really cold now, right? So we all get a little desperate for some outdoors and flowers. So we're going to start this flower therapy series where we do all different like floral projects, floral soaps, floral candles for different inspiration and just, so I've been kind of into the flowers. We have pansy blossom and vanilla and violet woods that I've been formulating with this week. Different projects coming up. And then I think we're going to pick like 2 or 3 of our different florals to highlight every week and, provide some inspiration on it. So
are you going to do in-store classes with the florals or just online lives?
Yeah. On the lives mostly because when you take a class at our place, we have a wall where we have all of our fragrances and I think it fits like 50 to 75 of them.
Okay.
Whatever we're making in class, like you can choose what you want to make out of it. So if we're doing soap, you can choose from the Soap Safe scents. If we're doing candles, you can choose any of them because they're all, safer wax and stuff. So in classes, we don't really highlight particular fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
The new ones we'll hang signs up on the wall and everything. So, they're there, but we really highlight them in the blog posts and the lives and stuff like that. So, cause it's, you go to a website and you're looking through all of them. Not everybody
can't find anything. You can't smell anything.
Yeah. So not everybody gets the in-store experience.
Yeah.
So we try to bring that through our live streams and our blog posts. We try to bring that to you and make it a little easier to decide on things and stuff like that. So than just looking through pages of a website, which isn't always that much fun. So.
Not at all. Not when you have so many different, varieties of fragrance. Even if they're categorized, you're still like, but what if I wanted to mix it? Like I would have, if I didn't go into the store, I would have never loved like the strawberry that you guys have. My goodness. Yeah. It's such a nice, sweet, sugary strawberry. I love that scent. It doesn't smell like medicine. It smells delicious. I love it. I would have never thought to get it because on the site, I'm like, oh, it's just strawberry. It's a strawberry. I wouldn't think to get it, but I smelled it on the wall and I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. And then after the florals, then I get into the fruits. Our fruit slices, our scent the fruit slices. That's one of my ones. Like if you get trapped on a desert island and you only have like 1 or 2 scents, that would be one of the ones I'd bring with me.
The fruit slices?
Yeah, that's really cool. So, and that's fun in the showroom too, because people smell it. And some people will be like, oh, berries, oh, pineapple, oh, grapefruit, oh,
Right.
Everybody smells something different. It's really cool, but everybody likes it. So it's a favorite of everybody. So our tangerine's really good. Our Goji Tarocco orange is very good.
I love that too.
Yeah, that's a really good one. We have an apricot peach Bellini that's absolutely amazing. You can
I gotta get that too.
So, yeah. So a lot of these scents are based on personal experiences and personally inspired. So I think Christine and I went out to dinner somewhere and they were serving apricot peach Bellini. So we had one and it was really good. So of course we had to have another one. And then, by the time we got done the second one, we're like, we need this candle scent. This is fantastic. So then we went out and looked for the scent that would replicate that drink. So that's where that was inspired. So we get inspired by different things like that. So on our scents that we add and everything. So, the cheers to the new year, we've been trying all year long to get a nice line of alcohol inspired scents.
Yes.
It just kind of came together for the end of the year. I'm like, oh my gosh, perfect way to celebrate the new year. So this is great.
Yep. I saw that rosé and I was like, I'm excited already. I'm excited. Yeah. Patricia wants to know, is the 1,000-pound wax melter the largest that you have?
It is. Yeah. Because once you get too much bigger than that, you're better off having 2 1,000-pound melters than a 2,000-pound melter, right? Because what'll happen, like in a 2,000-pound melter, you'll put the wax in and then you have this big ball of wax in the middle that has, trouble heating because it's just so darn big. So you're better off running multiples at that. But yeah, that's our biggest one that we have. No, I do have one that's it's pre-owned, so it's still in good shape and everything. So if anybody's looking to save some money on that, I do have one that's pre-owned too. So
there you go, Patricia. There you go.
Yeah.
Take a ride. We're in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Road trip.
Right? Take a road trip. Right. Okay. So Nene wants to know, are most of your items in the store online?
Yes. So everything in our store is online too. There's some exceptions. I mean, there's always fun things in the store. Like, if we don't get a whole lot of something in, I always try to get it like at least a pallet of something so that there's plenty to sell online and in the store and stuff like that. But if we get limited quantities and stuff, we'll put it out in our store. We won't put it online. So it's in our store, not online. But there's nothing online that's not in our store.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, everything's there and everything's the same price too. Like we don't do any funny pricing things. We're like, oh, in store, it's this price, online, it's that. But that stuff drives me crazy. No,
you definitely do not.
You guys are making, you need to know what your prices are. You need to know your numbers and stuff like that. So yeah, we don't do any goofy games like that or anything.
Right. And also I realize like sometimes when I go in there, you have sales on there inside the store that I never even knew was happening. Like I would buy the fragrance oil and I'm like, but why? What happened? Why the price is like this? I'm not complaining, but oh, well, if you bought this amount, you get this amount. Or what? I'm going to go buy more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And some things that's advertised, like, well, not advertised, but when you get in the store, you get to save off the, the fragrance oils and things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Right. All those same coupons are available online too. It's just harder to see because, it's not like somebody's offering it, you don't put in your order, and the website isn't real friendly about telling you that.
Right.
We just put in a rewards program, which is pretty cool. We implemented that last month, and that's doing really well. So I highly recommend signing up for that, because what'll happen, like every time you purchase, you earn points, towards coupons, off money off your order. And then there's other things you can do too. So if you follow us on social media, you get points. If you comment on our posts or tag us or something like that, however that works, you get points towards coupons and everything too. So there's ways to earn other than just purchasing, which is
nice.
Yeah, so that's been really successful, and that's, a lot of people like that, and your points accumulate before you even know it, and then it's also, oh my gosh, a $15 coupon. Yes.
Right. Yes.
So, yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we put that in there too, and that's a little more in your face. So like when you're at the shopping cart and everything, and you're going through checkout, it's like, here's your rewards points. Do you want to?
Right. Do you want to use them?
That. Whereas our other coupons, like our internal ones, it doesn't tell you that they're there. Like we have a coupon page, but it won't tell you at checkout that, you bought all these fragrances, you have a coupon for that, where the reward program does. So that was our intention on that. That way it was, it's in your face. You can save money. Here's a coupon, take it off your order, that type of thing. So I like that for that aspect. So
right. And like I said, I like going, I like to see that little surprise. That works for me. Patricia says, do you offer any classes virtually?
We're working on that. So we did a virtual class, like a strategic planning class at the end of the year. That was really popular. That was great. That was a great class. And so we're working on doing more of that. We're also working on like an online platform of classes too. So yeah, so that's all work in progress. It's all good stuff coming up. So hopefully this year, but we'll see. So
yeah, we'll see what's happening with this stuff going on, right?
Yeah, it's a little less intense this year than it has been the last 2 years. And we have more. We hired a bunch of help. We have a lot of great people there and everything. So it's a little easier to get things done these days. So but yeah, good stuff coming. So
yes. So Yvonne says she has a fragrance addiction, and she's been making she's been making products for a long time. And I think like we just every single season is like, okay, we need more. Like we didn't even use what we had. It's still, you still keep doing it. You're just excited.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you're like a junkie for fragrance.
I know there needs to be like a fragrance holics anonymous or something. So somebody needs to start.
I'm telling you, right?
Yeah. You would have a lot of people in there. So
like, are you addicted to fragrances? Do you keep buying them even though you have a closet full?
Yeah, it's addicting. That's how we got like over 300 of them, because there's always new ones. So yeah. Yep, always fun new ones. So
always. And then you mixing stuff up, and then you might try something different.
Yep. And then you have your own new ones, and that's fun too. So yeah.
Yep. So we have another question here. Tanya wants to know, what's your favorite lavender scent?
That's a good question. So probably depends on what I'm making and what I'm forming. So a lot of times I'll get inspired for the fragrance based on what I'm making. So we have a lavender thyme, a lavender vanilla, and an herbal lavender and lemongrass, which is amazing. So if I'm looking for something like really clean and uplifting, I'll do the lavender and lemongrass. If it's just like the standard, I'll do the regular lavender. Lavender thyme, you can't really smell the thyme too much, and it's a little stronger than our regular lavender. So if I want something that really has, a pop, I'll do the lavender thyme. And then what do? We did something out of lavender vanilla. We were doing things with lavender vanilla the other day, and I'm like, this is really nice. No wonder this scent lives in our warehouse. It's a really nice scent. So it's just the vanilla kind of sweetens it up, and it's a little creamier and everything. So it depends on, like I get inspired on the product I make and stuff like that. I get inspired for the fragrance that I use at that point, and my intention for the product. So it depends. I know that's a horrible answer because I just chose.
You named all of the lavenders.
Yeah, it really.
Get all of them and try them out and see.
Yeah, it depends. Oh, I know what we were making. We were making some bath soaks. And we did the lavender vanilla, and I just wanted something so at night, just something relaxing, and because when I take a bath, it's at night, and I just wanted something to relax till like after I'm done the bath, and I can sleep all night, because my mind I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my mind's going like, and then I can't get back to sleep.
That's how with ADHD.
Yeah, I know. And that's how I ended up. I've been up since 12:30 last night. So because of that happening, I woke up and I was thinking of something. I was excited for this today, and
Oh,
there's a few other things. And I'm like, well, now I'm not going to bed. So
right. I'm
yeah.
up now. What's
Yep,
the world
yep.
doing?
Okay, yeah. Let's have tea.
Right. Like, go back to sleep. I
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited.
exactly. So like when I do bath soaks and stuff, I want it to be really relaxing. It's got to knock me out. So
Right.
put some melatonin in it too, maybe. I don't know. So
I'm telling you something. Somebody was asking me the other day, could you put, they said, do I make bath salt with melatonin? I'm like, you could do that? Does that even work?
I have no idea. I don't think it would be because it's, I mean, it would absorb through your skin, but I would tend to think that it
You
would
would need
work
a
better
lot,
internally.
right?
Yeah, it would be better internally. So
Yeah. I'm like, it's diluted, first of all.
hmm
And then, like, how much do you actually need for it to be effective? I'm like, I don't even know if that is a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. For that type of thing, I would think like essential oils, I would think
Yeah.
are better. So, like my favorite sleep recipe is lavender and chamomile mixed. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that does it for me. So
And
and
then
neroli
use
too.
it with the
Neroli's amazing.
neroli does that
Mhm.
too?
Oh yeah, that's amazing. So I'll just take some hydrosol. So I love our hydrosols. Hydrosols.
Me too. I
Yeah,
love
I
hydrosols.
love
Yes.
the hydrosols on so many different levels for so many different things. And you just need, just a little bit of the neroli hydrosol, just put it in the bath water and stuff. Absolutely amazing. So, and then I put it on the spray top so I can spray my pillow and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So it smells good when I go to bed and everything.
Right. And
That's
when
a
you feel like just saying, "Oh, I'm up," you could just be like, "Okay, I'm
nice.
relaxed."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So now let's talk about the trends for Valentine's Day. We spoke a little bit about it, like we're going went into the bubblies, but what are the scents that are really selling for Valentine's Day, and what do you see for Mother's Day, since that's Easter and Mother's Day is coming up? So what do you see for those?
They are. So yeah, the spring's nice for us because it gives us Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, and then Mother's Day all right in a row. So there's something to celebrate. This year it's kind of nice too because they're all about a month apart.
Yeah.
So sometimes St. Patrick's and Easter's close together, so you
Yep.
don't get that full holiday and everything. So, but what we traditionally see, so like Valentine's is kind of like an introduction into the florals. So they sell. We have a category on our website with Valentine scents. Those are all of our best Valentine ones because there's ones too. Vanilla and chocolate always sell well for Valentine's Day. But the florals, anything rose sells really well. Our fresh cut roses is probably our best. Our that and Love Speller are top two Valentine's Day scents.
Okay.
So then after that, within Easter, St. Patrick's is a smaller holiday. There's not as much. So, there's a little bit of sales out there, but not as much as like Easter and Mother's Day.
Yeah.
But it moves into the florals and everything. And the florals are strong all the way through Mother's Day. So, and now we have like the more sophisticated florals too. So it's not just like gardenia or magnolia. We have the pansy blossom and vanilla, the violet woods, softer ones too. So I'm not typically, I'm not, I don't like the real heavy florals. To me, they're too much. And like when I use them, especially in Canada, I'll use them at like 2%. So they're very nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Not at 6%, not at 10% for me. At 2%.
It's like a headache, right?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm like, I can't inhale.
Yeah.
It's too much.
So
it's too much.
Even if it's too strong, you can use it as at less of a percentage. You're saving money. So like fragrance is the most expensive part of the candle. So you can use it at less of a concentration and it's better. But I tend to like the more subtle floral. The urban rosewood is excellent. That really is good. And
it's a nice unisex fragrance. It's not too girly. It's not masculine. It's just, and I was like, what could I compare? Because I didn't want to name it urban rosewood. I'm like, I got to name it something different. If I put urban rosewood, they're going to definitely find where I got it from. So I was like, I need something different. I need another name. I got to give it something not urban rosewood. And I'm like, but what am I going to name it? So I went with Timber Rose.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one because it's woody and stuff like that. I like that. Yeah. So that's nice. We actually, when we decide on our fragrance oils and we test them, we put numbers on them because your mind decides when you look at a fragrance or whatever, your mind decides on the name whether you're going to like it or not, right?
Right.
Well,
right.
A lot of times if we test by names, it'll be something that, I really want this. This has to live in our line. I love it, love it. And then I'll test it and it kind of sucks. Like it doesn't throw. It'll smell like something completely different in different bases, and it's just not a good scent. But I love the name so much that I want to carry it. So we started, when we test our fragrance oils, we put numbers on them. So like 65893.
Right.
You're unbiased. You have no opinion about 65893.
That's right. Right.
What that is and stuff. So we'll test burn it on that and, make it in soaps and stuff. And this is the 65893 soap. And oh, that's great. We need that.
Right.
Then we'll name it based on what it actually smells like. So we name all of our fragrances and stuff based on, what we feel. And it's a consensus of opinion too. So it's not just me. It's not just Christine. We get everybody's opinion there because, everybody's got different olfactory glands and stuff.
Yeah.
So, we name it based on that. But yeah, mostly I would say for, spring and Mother's Day and Easter, the florals are super heavy. And then literally like a light switch right after Mother's Day, the fruits start kicking in, right? Because we got June, that strawberry month, summer, peaches, you would think August is peach month, but no, that starts selling right away.
Oh, wow.
We kick right into the florals, the beach scents after that. By Memorial Day, the beach scents are selling really good and stuff like that. So fruits, watermelons, any of the melons sell really well in the in the summer and everything like that. And they sell all the way through August. In July, we see kind of a switch where people are thinking about fall. So the spices,
then it's pumpkin spice everything.
Pumpkin spice everything starting in July. People start, early on that. So, that shifts the trends in July and August. We still see the spices and apples and the Halloween fragrances. The earthier ones, the pines and the cedars and everything.
Yeah.
In the fall. And then we move into the Christmas scents and everything by like late September, early October. So we're always a couple months ahead of like what it really is and stuff.
Right. So, and I love how you make the transition to the scents, because it does make sense. Like you don't really think of it like that. Like Valentine's Day is the introduction to the florals, and then the florals into the fruit to this, you don't think of it like that. I mean, I didn't until you said it. And I'm like, you know what? It does go that.
I think we froze up again, if you can see me. Oh no, I think we're frozen. Uh-oh. Can everybody still see me? Are you out there? We lost Nikki. Hopefully she'll be back any moment. Okay. Yay, you can still see me and stuff like that. So I'm looking at the comments. So if you guys have any questions and stuff, you can ask me. We'll wait for her to come back in and everything too. So it's been really awesome being with you here tonight. Thank you for joining us and everything. It's awesome. I'm going to put my glasses on because I can't really see the comments that well. So I'm a little blind. So, okay. You can see and hear me. That's excellent news. Great. So awesome. So is everybody getting ready for Valentine's Day, getting your products made for Valentine's Day and everything, getting inspired for that? No, it's coming up.
You know what? I was speaking and I wasn't even in the stream. I'm talking to you in my little box, but I'm like, why is she not answering me? I wasn't there. You couldn't hear me.
Nope. Everything froze up. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So just real quick, tell them about your chunk candle that you made. And what the people that made the steel, did they make, they formulate the shapes for you for your candle molds, right? Did they do that with the pillar, the one that you used?
I did, yeah. So that's one of the molds that I get from that company. And it's a father and son that run the company. And they just do the sheet metal. So they like cut it out and everything like that. And they're super cool because I can be like, I want a heart. I want it this size. Because the one that we did, it's, if I make a heart, it's about that big. So it fits in your hands. It's about, 10 to 12 ounces of wax, which is a really good size. They're super cute. So, but we just tell them what we want and then they make them and everything like that. So yeah, it's a great company to work with. But
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with the chunk candle. Like I've seen different things, but I haven't seen anything like that. I was like, oh, I got to make one of those.
They're fun. So a chunk candle was the very first candle I ever made. Like when my daughter wanted to make candles and we made chunk candles. So I guess I have a kind of a soft spot for chunky. They always turn out fun. They're just so fun. And you can alternate them with the colors and stuff like that. In our classes, we always do a chunk candle just because they're fun. So everybody likes them. But yeah, they're fun for different, occasions and stuff too. So you can just change up the colors for whatever occasion you're doing. But the Valentine ones always turn out good because the red and white combo or pink and white or purple and white, whatever you do them in, the contrast is just, spectacular for the holidays. So they're awesome. But
yes, I was like, that's so cute. And then you can see the hearts at the top. And I was like, oh, I love it. I want to make a bunch of those.
Yeah. They're fun and easy too. They're really easy. So they go quick. Literally after our live stream, I think it was like an hour after the live stream, we were popping that candle out of the mold. So. Yeah.
Oh, but it was hardening in the live, like what it was, a half an hour?
Yeah, exactly. So they're ready to pop out quick because the chunks are cold when you put them in the mold. Well, room temperature, but it cools off the hot wax that you put in there, so you can pop it out of the mold a lot quicker. So,
I was like, I love that thing. Love it.
Yeah, good.
So real quickly, please let everybody know where they can find you. And then if you have a second, sorry that my internet went out, but if you have a second, then we can ask everybody some questions. People were asking already, but just in case they want to ask something specifically.
Sounds good. Yeah. So again, I'm Cindy from candlesandSupplies.com in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Come visit us. We have a really awesome store. It's super fun in there. Everything to look at. If you're into candles or soaps at all, I highly recommend just taking a road trip, coming up to visit us. You can smell all the fragrances. You can see all the waxes. I mean, there's nowhere else in the world you can go and see like 50 different types of waxes and what they look like compared to each other. And you can't get that kind of experience online when you're trying to shop for waxes and figure out what you need. It's always better to see it in person. We have everything out. So. Yeah. Makes it, the visual is just, amazing there. You can do a lot of research. Like you can order online, you write down the things you like, or, you keep a mental note of it or whatever, but once you see it, it all makes sense. And things become a lot clearer, especially if you're running businesses and you're trying to decide on your product lines and stuff like that. It takes a whole lot of research out of it. And it takes a whole lot of, I ordered this, it's not what I want. I ordered this scent, it doesn't smell like what it should. That type of thing. You can come smell them before you buy them. So
that's right.
Yeah. So it's worth the road trip to come up and see us. So.
Well, we have a few people that was that's in here now that said we need to have a meet and greet at the shop.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. That would be fun.
So they will be coming in from different areas, but that would be awesome, right? Maybe we can even make something or, do something.
Yeah, that would be really fun. So yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yes. We got a date. We have a date. Marvette wants to know, Mello wants to know, is that the oval shaped vessel? The chunk candle was a heart shaped vessel.
Yeah, the chunk candle was actually made in a mold. So it's a freestanding candle. So we poured it in the mold and then it popped out of the mold. So a vessel would be like something that you pour wax into, and you would burn it in that too. So that would be like a jar or something. So,
and the oval one is the black one, the one that fell from the top of the ladder and did not break. That's the black one.
Yep, the bulletproof ones. They're nice. I don't think we've ever had one damaged in shipping either. So UPS, FedEx can be brutal with packages. So I think every other kind of jar is broken, but I don't think we've ever had anybody call and tell us that an oval jar got damaged. I just was thinking about that. Like, I don't think ever.
No. It is, and I really love it. I had did a picture. I took a picture and I was handling it with, like, I have white cotton gloves.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'm using these so that I don't put my fingerprints on them when I'm putting it in the box or whatever.
Yeah,
and
good.
somebody was like, well, I just use Windex. I'm like, okay, you can put Windex on it when you put your sticker on, but your fingerprints are still going to be on it when you put it in the box.
Right.
And you still got to touch it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Marvette wants to know, do you offer free classes? I know she has classes. I don't know if they're free.
Yeah. So our classes, they're all, so like everything's included. We don't charge you for supplies or anything like that. Just come. We make a lot of things in the classes. So those are paid. We do live streams and everything. Obviously, they're free and everything. So our blog posts and our live streams and everything are free. But when you come in for classes, like they're pretty intensive and you make a lot of things and stuff like that. So, we do charge you. What we make in class, how I design the classes is like, usually you walk out and whatever you would pay retail for the products that you walk out with, that's the class price. So
okay,
if you take a candle class for $75, you're going to make $75 worth of candles while you're in there. So
that's awesome.
Our soap classes, same thing. I always tell people, if you hate the class, just sell your soap and you'll make your money back on the class.
Right. Just sell it.
Yeah. Because you always make as much as what the class costs retail. So in products. So
oh, nice.
That way. Yeah. So,
and I was thinking, I was like, I want to teach a class. I don't know what I want to teach, but I want to teach a class.
You can come up in class. So we do have a teacher program and everything too. So you are, design a class up and come teach. It would be like fantastic. So
I would love to do something like with the wax melts or with the front. Like okay, so I did have a question before these people's questions. No, I'm just joking. I did have a question, but I wanted to switch out. I was saying I wanted to switch out my PB Eco Soya and or the blended wax 921. And Christine has mentioned, and she said, I forgot what she said, but it's a pillar wax. And I'm going to switch that out and I'm going to see if I can make wax frosting with it, because if I can, then I could do like my frosting. If you can see it.
Yeah.
I can do my frosting and I don't have to get it and pay the double the price of the shipping.
Right. Sounds good. Yeah. Do it. So,
and if it works, then everything will come from the shop, because I already use the 6028 for my wax melts, because those are, let me tell you, I love the release of it. I love the sheen of it. I love the glow of it. That wax is just amazing.
It is nice. Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. So, and it burns nice too. Like it has a great scent through and burns really nice too.
Yeah.
So after it's nice to work with, it actually makes a really nice candle too. So,
right. Is that, which wax is your favorite wax?
It depends on what I'm making. So
your wax melts, what would you choose for a wax melt?
Wax melts, it would probably be the same one. So soy paraffin. I also like, something really weird is the IGI 4786 container melt, and it's 124 degrees, but it's a harder wax.
Okay.
So you can pour it in clamshells, you can, mold it and stuff like that. But once it hits the wax melter, the tart melter or whatever, it comes down really nice. So it melts down really easily and gives you a great scent for right away. So that's a good one too. There's no wax content in it or anything like that. So I tend to usually like, that, but there's no fumes or emissions from it either, because it's going in a wax melter. So
right.
Yeah. So that I really like too. It depends on how, like if I'm making fancy ones, like the ones you just showed and stuff like that, I'll probably pick something with a little higher melt point. That way, if it's transporting or shipping or whatever, it holds together. So I wouldn't choose that wax for that. That's strictly like pouring a clamshell and making melt for that. So, but yeah, a lot of them are good. That's a favorite one. I don't really like anything. A lot of people try to use their soy waxes, they're 415 and 464. And yet that does make a wax melt, and it's a good wax melt, but again, it doesn't hold up. So
it's a messy wax melt.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that kind of doesn't pay attention. So I'll put like wax melts in my purse and leave my purse in my car on a hot day, and like anything could happen. So stuff has to be kind of bulletproof in my life and really work out good.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So
I'm telling you.
Yeah. The one that you were saying. So
Yep. That's my favorite. So if I tried the pillar wax, and that works well for my frosting. I have my whole total wax, all my waxes I got from you.
Oh, nice. Good. So,
And also, I also had another question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do all the colors, all the dyes for candles, do they all bleed, or is it liquid? Does liquid bleed as opposed to the blocks?
Yes. They all migrate and they all bleed together. So, because it's a dye, it's dyeing the wax, and then the dye kind of blends into each other.
Yeah.
There are candle pigments that don't bleed. So we use those in our carved candles. Because you get the nice, the prominent colors, the stripes, and they never bleed together. But the problem is that they don't burn either. So they're
so you got to pick one or the other. You want it to be pretty, or you want it to work.
Right. So if you're doing something decorative, like say, the cupcake that you just showed us with the wax topping. So like those little wax insert pieces.
Yes.
If you want them to bleed into your white icing, you could probably use pigments on them. They're probably not going to melt down totally. It's going to be a very small portion of the candle. You could use pigments in them to keep the color really separate from the other ones and stuff. So at that point, you could probably do that, but you wouldn't want to like color your whole candle with a pigment, because then it won't burn. So you'll have the burn issues. But yeah, they all kind of bleed into each other. So, and
then people say you suck because your candle don't work.
Yeah, exactly. This was not a good candle. So
it didn't burn at all.
Yeah, exactly. So I say embrace the bleed, make an ombre candle or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't try to go red and white. That's hard.
So hard. And purple too.
Yep. Embrace the bleed, make it ombre, make it look cool. So yeah.
Okay. So Nicole says she would come up from New Jersey. She has a group on Facebook. It's called the Black Candle Makers Club. And it's so amazing. They're actually our guest next week. So she's in here and she says she'll come up from New Jersey. It's not that far from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, we're just the state next door. So yeah, cool. And we're actually kind of near the Jersey border too. We're I can get to New Jersey straight as the crow flies and stuff like that in about a half hour. So depending on where you are. So, but yeah, awesome.
All right. Let me see what else we have in here. Everybody wants to know where they can find. Do you have a YouTube channel? I know you guys are on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah. So if you go to our website, candlesandSupplies.com, all the way at the bottom on the right, we have all of our social media links. So, yep. And you can find it on there too. So sign up for our emails too. That way, when we do live streams, you'll get an email reminder that we're doing a live stream and everything. So yeah, but all of our social links are at the bottom right of our website.
And follow them on Instagram. That way, when they're doing the live, you get to see what's coming up. You get to know what date is coming up. And you get to, put an alert in your phone or a notification in your phone so that you know to go ahead and follow them for that particular. Because there was something that you was doing. I was like, I got to make sure I remember to go. And I forgot. And I totally missed it. But one was the chunk candle.
We always save them on there anyway. So they're always saved on our YouTube channel and they're saved on our Facebook. So even if you miss it live, you can always go watch it later. So, because it'll be there. We don't take them down or anything.
And you also do the real soap, right? You also not melt and pour, but cold process classes in store, right?
We do. Yep. So we actually have hot process and cold process classes. So we have both of them in store. So yeah,
nice. Nice. All right. So Lady K wanted to know where she could find you. You just answered that. I would like to book a class. Could I get Cindy's information, please? She wants to book a class. Lady K.
Good. Yeah. So you can do that right on our site. All of our classes are listed on our site. Up in the top category, it'll say inspiration and learning. And then there's a classes section in there. You can do that. If you sign up for our emails, like I'll send you a weekly email on Friday, and it tells you all the upcoming classes and gives you a link to the classes and everything too. So that way you know what's coming up and stuff. So, but normally our classes, like we'll run a candle class every month. We'll run the soap classes every month and different ones in between. Like we have facial serum classes. We have, the hot and cold process. We have milk soaps. We have formulating. Like if you're interested in formulating soap recipes, we do a really good formulating class. That one's fun because I make everybody learn how to formulate by hand, not use soap calculator. Anybody can do that, but you learn to do it by hand. I make everybody make at least 3 or 4 formulas in class, and then they have to go make the soap that they just designed. So
right.
So that's a cool class too. But yeah, we have all different ones on different subjects. And if there's anything else that you want us to teach a class on, I mean, we've done all different types of things. So just let us know. And then Nikki, we take different teachers too. So,
Yes.
different ones come up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I don't know what I want to teach, but I want to teach. I want to go there and I want to teach class. I already, when I first walked in there and I saw the classroom, I was like, I want to teach. I don't know what I'm teaching, but I want to teach something in this class.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great space for it. So
yes, it's a beautiful space, nice and open. Sierra wants to know what is your opinion on using IGI 6006 for wax melts?
I think it's soft. It works good. I mean, I have a lot of people that use it for wax melts and stuff like that. I think it's a bit on the soft side, especially if you're selling them. If you're selling the wax, because you don't know what people are going to do with them. If they're going to be somebody like me who sticks them in their purse and leaves their purse in their car or something. So it's a little on the soft side for that, but that's also a benefit too. So you can say this is soft, keep away from hot areas, and hopefully they'll listen to that. So the benefit would be as soon as they pop them apart, put them in their wax melter, then they melt down and they fragrance your home and stuff. So you can always add, like a harder wax to it as well. So if you want to use a 6006, just add a harder wax and that'll harden it up a bit and you won't have that problem. So, but it's a great wax. So we sell a lot.
I love that wax. I have that wax. I don't know if it was 6098, but I think you had said, oh, that's my favorite wax. I think it was you who said it. I can't remember when I first went in and I bought it and I was like, I don't like this wax. I still got to work with it. I still have to work with it. But I was like, I don't like it. It doesn't have a throw yet. But I think I made like 2 things and I expected it to work like immediately. So I did the opposite of what I tell people to do. I tell people to test it and try things different. And I did. And I was just like, nope, I don't like it. Because I went in there specifically to get a different kind of wax. And I was like, nope, I'm going to try this one. Right. And then I was like, nope, it don't work. Because I had an attitude.
Yep. So wax does what it wants. Yeah. Wax does what it wants. So
yes.
It knows lots of things, but yeah.
Yep. Mello wants to know, can you add recommendations for Wicks to the Wicks for the recommendations for the Wicks to wax on the vessels to the site? Is that there?
We have so we do on the waxes, we have Wick recommendations. So we do, because a lot of the wicks are based on the wax that you're using, but it's a little harder on the vessels. We give the measurements. And then depending on what wax you're using, so like you may use a different wick. If you're using a paraffin in the same vessel as somebody else is doing soy, there's probably going to be 2 different wick recommendations. So it's kind of hard to put that on there without getting like really wordy in the vessels and like, okay, here's all 50 of our waxes. These would be, the wicks that we would recommend. So we typically do the wick recommendations. There's a nice chart on our wick page that goes by wax and everything. So all you have to do is measure the diameter of your vessel, and then you can pick a wick from that chart. And then within the different waxes too, we give the wick recommendations. So yeah, and there's always a few options. So depending on what you like.
Yep. So if you're buying your wax from there, make sure you go down at the bottom of the description, and you will definitely see. You'll see how it burns. You'll see what works with it. It's all there. It's right there in the same category of the wax. So you don't have to go look at a specific chart or anything like that. It's right there under the wax.
Yep. So,
all right. Let's see. We're going to take these last 3, and then we're going to. Oh, and also please tell the coupon code for you guys. We got a coupon code. So if you're going to shop tonight or when you shop, you are going to get
10% off. I made the coupon good for like 30 days. That way, you don't have to decide tonight and rush out and do it. So it's good for 30 days. But the coupon code is Bubble Babes with a dash in the middle. And just type that in at the end on the coupon page. Make sure to sign up for the rewards program too, because any money that you spend, even though you're using a coupon, goes towards your rewards points too. So you just type in the coupon at the end at checkout and you get 10% off. So
awesome. And the rewards points work in the store too, right?
Yep. We can apply it in the store too. So
all right. Awesome. Okay. So let me just see what else we got in here. I would like to know how long the both of you have been in the candle making business. I'm not by what's the word? I'm not a candle maker. That I'm a soaper.
Okay.
I happen to make candles, so that happened a couple of years ago. But how long have you been making? Wait, the store's been in business for what? 24 years? You said?
Yeah, 20. This is our 22nd year.
22nd.
Yeah. No, oh geez, it's our 23rd year. It's 2022, and we started in 99. This is our 23rd year. That's how good I am at math. I can do candle math and soap math. I can't add years.
Oh, and Christine said yesterday, you was like, we're going to use 0.5% or something. And she was like, you was like, how much is that? She was like, I don't know.
I try to get her
to
yeah. Yeah. So now I've completely forgot where I'm at because that was funny. But yeah. Anyway.
Violet says, awesome, thanks. What I have been trying to find, formulating by hand instead of using a soap calculator. Oh, she's happy that you're teaching that.
Yep. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Kara says, what do you think of using Golden Brand's Pillar 921 wax for melts? Do you have that?
I think Golden Brands has a 494, but the 921 is a different manufacturer. It's not Golden Brands. So
isn't that like the blended wax?
Right. Yeah. So that's a nice one. So any of the soy pillars tend to be a little bit softer, but that's okay because it's nice and opaque and creamy looking. So you just don't want to drop the candles. So that's all, or have it. Yeah.
Or have anybody poke it.
Yeah. I mean, they can poke it, but they don't want to handle it too much and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
that. So, yeah.
They make it nice. I feel like they make a better wax melt. Dessert candles, they're fantastic at. So any kind of dessert candles, they're really good at and stuff.
So remember when I go in there, that's what I need.
Okay.
That's what I need. I'm coming in there just particularly for that because I'm not going to make candles anymore. I'm going to focus on my wax melt. So I'm coming in just for that. Well, not just for that. But I got to re-up on everything. But I'm coming in there specifically for those.
Okay.
Patricia says, what's your most eco-friendly coconut wax that you carry? And is it paraffin-free?
So we have some paracocos and then we have some paraffin-free ones too. Our Easy Coconut, which is actually going to be on sale. So if you get our emails on Friday, we're running a weekend sale on our Easy Coconut. So that's coconut, soy, and beeswax. Super eco-friendly, all not vegan. It's the only thing about it. It's not vegan, but the beeswax hardens it up a little bit so it's not too soft. It also lengthens the burn, so it gives it a very nice long burn time. And then we have, our coconut palms, the 2-in-1 and the cocoa brew. So they're a coconut palm wax. So depending on your, how you feel about palm, it's all sustainably sourced and meets the RSPO guidelines and stuff like that, everything. But depending on your stance on palm wax, that's that. But that would be a vegan wax, and it's all a plant wax too. So depending on that, they're all pretty eco-friendly. I mean, like, as far as dangerous, like even I know paraffin people aren't thinking that that's as eco-friendly, but it really is. So
it just gets a bad rap, I think.
It does. It gets a bad rap. I mean, if you buy the nice shiny fruits in the food store, the nice shiny apples, that's the same paraffin that we sell. It's food grade paraffin. You're eating it. So
it's got to be something. If you can eat it, you can smell it.
It's clean. Yeah. It's not a renewable resource, though. Obviously, it's not a renewable resource. I have never seen anybody pull up to a gas station, though, and not fill their car because it wasn't a renewable resource. So
right.
Just saying, we use a lot less of paraffin than that, and it does make a nice candle. So, but yeah, they're all pretty eco-friendly and stuff. They try to be as clean and green as possible these days, because that and sustainability, it's all super, super important issues and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
And Yas wants to know, do you guys have wooden wicks? Yes. I bought a sample pack from you.
We do. Yep. We have the wooden wicks.
All right. So Violet says she likes palm wax, and Felicia, yes, that's the code. So you guys, I want you all to thank Cindy for showing up and being a part of our show today and gracing us with her. What is the word? Why do I always not appearance? What is the word? Present. I'm like, where did the word go? It just like popped right out my
head. Yeah. Well, thank you all for having me. I was super flattered. When Nikki asked me to be on here, I'm like, yes, it's going to be awesome. So super flattered that, you would take your time out of your day to ask questions and listen to us ramble on and everything. It was great. So
and super easy. I was a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this is going to go. But it's like super flowed. Like, I love it.
Yep. It always does. Yeah. Like whenever we do live streams and stuff, it's like, oh my God, we only have 5 minutes worth of content. And, we usually do a half hour. That half hour flies by. You know what I mean? It just goes and flows. And yeah, it's awesome. So,
yep. And you're like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. And then everything just falls right out your mouth.
Conversation starts. Yeah, you had a very interactive crowd. Like everybody was super awesome tonight and very interactive and everything. So everybody that showed up made it real easy for us to on and stuff too. So that's super important. It's all about the company you keep, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, good crowd.
So I'm gonna stay in touch with you so we can figure out this meet and greet situation. I'm coming next week anyway because I'm going shopping. Sounds good. Oh, I have something. I'll send it to you in an email.
Okay. Sounds good. Think about the classes you want to teach too when you come up.
Yes, I'm thinking now. Now I know that I can. I'm gonna have a million classes. I'm thinking of.
We should do a wax melt class too. So because you could do wax melts and all the other things that you're good at. And if there's any other teachers out there, so come hit me up. We have a great teachers program. So yeah.
And you also have those I wanted to talk about it and I totally forgot. You have the pie shells and you have embeds and things in the store.
Yeah, we make all those right in the back in our warehouse. So we make all those from scratch and everything too. So
Oh wow. So if you wanted to make dessert candles, they have pie shells, they have fruits, they have everything already there. They have the silicone molds, the 3D molds, and I want to try the air fresheners.
Oh, they're fun. Yeah.
I want to try that. That's my next thing. I was going to get it when I was there, and I was like, no, I'm going to wait because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Yeah. But I want to try that.
Sounds good.
Yes, but thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate you, and I had such a good time with you.
Okay, sounds good. Me too. Thank you for having me on here. So, and everybody have a good night. It was very great chatting with everybody. So, loved it.
And make sure you go to the website so you can follow her on all social media. It's Candles and Supplies everywhere.
Yep, we do some fun things. So, awesome.
All right, so we're out of here. Thank you.
All right, bye everybody. Good night.